Welcome to Unit 3.3. Today we're going to talk about differentiating inverse functions. So we know that an inverse function is when you switch an x and a y. So in this case, if I have f of g of x, I know that the inverse function would be g of f of x. Now, the derivative of an inverse function is given by a unit with f to the power of -1. That is the unit for derivatives for inverse functions. This would equal 1 over f prime times g of x. Now, it's easier to solve inverse functions using a table. So here I have my table of regular functions, and then I use my g of x as my inverse function unit table. So let's do an example. If I was given all these numbers, so f of -1 equals 4, f of 2 equals -3, f prime of -1 equals -5, and f prime of 2 equals 7, and I wanted to find g prime of -3, I would first take what I was given and plug them into my tables. So let's do it. I know that my x is -1, looking at my original function table. When x is -1, f of x would equal 4. Cross that off. When x is 2, f of x would equal -3. When f prime is when f prime is -1, or when x is -1, f prime would equal -5. And when x is 2, f prime would equal 7. Now that I have and plugged in all my numbers from my regular function table, I can now use these numbers to fill in my inverse function. So like I said before, inverse function is when you switch the x and the y. So in this case, it's just switching my x and my f of x. So my new x's on my inverse function would be 4 and -3. And my new g of x function would be -1 and 2. Now, looking back at our inverse function formula, our inverse function would be 1 over our f prime of x. So, if f prime of x is 5, that means that the g prime of x would be -1 over 5. And if my f prime of x was 7, then my g prime of x would be 1 over 7. Now that I have both tables filled, let's answer the question. So I'm looking for when x is -3, what is g prime? So looking when x is -3, I'm looking over here. So when x is -3, g prime would equal 1 over 7. And that would be my answer. Thank you.